Hey, what's up, y'all?
Hi, everybody.
Hey, you might not notice, or maybe you do because they're good mics. You can hear I have con voice. So welcome back from Gen Con me. So how are things here at the house for you?
Quiet. Much unlike Gen Con. Yeah, no, I went to work, came home, didn't eat dinner with Matt and Dana. They did their own thing. I ate at my desk, then worked on the house, worked on show stuff, and went to bed. That was my week.
All right. Yeah, mine was a little bit different.
Smidgen.
Right. You guys will hopefully have heard the first two of the daily diaries. The last two are actually going to be one daily diary, kind of a recap for the last couple days. I'm going to record that probably tonight, maybe first thing tomorrow morning, and then Amanda's going to release those tomorrow. But yeah, overall, I would say it was massively successful, both from a personal standpoint, because I'm not exaggerating when I say this, 300 maybe folks came up, listeners, viewers came up and either bought t-shirts, got the Lisboa promo, or just came up just to, hey, love the show.
That's so awesome.
Appreciate what you guys are doing. Hope you can make a run at hope it's successful, being able to do it full time, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, honestly, the reason I sound like this, I had cough drops. I literally constantly during the day had a bottle of water with me. And I mean, I was making what felt like 15-minute trips to the bathroom. I had a couple of cups of tea throughout the day, but even so, I literally was talking 7 hours out of the 8 hours that the exhibit hall was open, between talking to fans, listeners, viewers, as well as networking for the show. And this is what happens. And then I was already starting to sound like this come Friday night.
Yeah.
And then the Board and Dice guys happened. That was a late night. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, y'all will hear about that later. Anyway, enough about that. So welcome back. I got back about, 5 hours ago or so.
Yeah.
So Gen Con's still going on. In fact, the exhibit hall, looking at the time, just closed for this year.
All right.
About 35 minutes ago. I spent most of my time at the Capstone Games booth and then roaming around and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was a lot of fun. But truly the most exhausted I've ever been in my life since we've started this show.
Goodness.
But no, exhausted in a good way,
Okay.
because I was there solo, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Hopefully next time that won't. In Essen, you have to come, because otherwise I wouldn't go. It's just too much for one person. It was fantastic. Everybody I met, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. But so as you're going to see, this being the weekly look ahead, it's going to be a lighter week
Yeah.
this
he
week
needs to
for
rest
us.
his vocal cords.
Right. Yes. Tony Boydell, we sent a little love from our meetup. Yeah, I'm looking forward to hanging out with Tony at Essen. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so let's get to it. So today, just the weekly look ahead. That's it for both formats, both the podcast and the YouTube channel. Then on Monday, as I said, it's going to be a daily diary day after type thing. I'm going to recap the last 2 days of the con, and then that's going to be on the podcast, and then you're going to drop them all.
Yeah, I'm just going to make one big file and drop them all on the YouTube channel, because I think combined they might be like 20 minutes or something, so they're not enormous.
Okay. All right, cool. So that way, if you haven't heard them, you want to listen to them through the YouTube channel, cool. If not, the last ones will be there for the podcast. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Tuesday,
we're releasing the episode 66, Tramways. It was back on the podcast back in February, I believe. I can't read it because it's kind of small. I think it was back in February.
That sounds right. Or anyway, earlier this year, right? Episode 66.
Yep.
So that's it. Nothing for the podcast. Then on Wednesday,
we're releasing
more
some
of the same,
stuff,
right?
More stuff on YouTube, 67 and 68. Feast for Odin and February briefing. So check those out.
All right. And then on Thursday is our first new content for the week. So Thursday it's gonna be our Gen Con recap.
No, you were there. It's Gen Con.
And we're also going to release our review of Vasco da Gama.
Mm-hmm.
Should be a good one. It's an oldie but a goodie. Maybe. We'll see. We're also going to be doing a live stream playthrough and teach of that 1900 MDT, so Mountain Daylight Time, 0100 UTC.
Yep.
And for those, I got a question a lot at Gen Con about why do we time it when we do. And these playthroughs, people work during the day and we have to wait until they get home. And that's why, unless it's either on the weekend or I have another friend that is off during the days and we're doing a 2-player, or in the future, if I do a solo playthrough, that can be during the day.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's got to be in the evenings or on the weekends, but we try and mix it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Thursday, Vasco da Gama review and Gen Con recap. And then Vasco da Gama playthrough live stream 1900 MDT 0100 UTC. Who's playing? Beverly asks. Well, I know present company, so
Yes.
you and I imagine Matt.
Sure, maybe.
It'll be maybe
It's a
Ash.
surprise.
Right. There you go.
Sweater Mike, maybe he's gonna
Yeah.
be here, right?
He should be here soon. He'll be back. So to be determined on who's going to be playing in that game, but definitely going to try and make it a 4-player game, because you're going to see this board back here, our Glory to Rome board. That should be in use during that game, I reckon.
Yep.
Yeah. Giovanni brings up a good point. I can tell you who will not be playing in that game, and that's Tom Vassell.
That is true.
You can go watch his review. He did not think terribly highly of it, I don't think, in the past. So, yeah, enough said about that. All right, so moving on to Friday.
We're releasing the episode 83 on the YouTube channel.
Yep,
And
pretty
again,
simple.
Again, letting Edward rest his voice.
Right. So, Convoice and Barry White only lasts a few days, hopefully. So, to the benefit of Amanda... And all and
all the ladies and anybody that likes that voice.
If it wasn't painful, I would love. I feel like this is a better radio voice.
No, I don't really think so. I think your normal voice is a better radio voice.
Really, you think so?
Yeah, I don't find it sexy like most people would, I suppose, because I know how much pain you're in. So that kind of
I appreciate that.
dilutes that for me.
All right, so moving on to Saturday, we've neglected our Aegis theme playthroughs.
We have.
We beg your forgiveness. That said, we are going to do a live stream of a playthrough. We don't know which map yet. Honestly, it's probably going to be a last-second decision on our part, depending on how many people show up for game day, and go from there.
Yep.
It'll be anything from a 3 to 5 player map.
Yeah.
So.
And something we haven't streamed before, so.
Yep.
Something.
So 11:30 MDT, which is 17:30 UTC. So there you go. There's a good example of trying to balance it, right?
Yeah.
Throughout the week. So, yeah. So for those that have been clamoring for another Aegis theme map, here you go, guys.
Yes.
And then on Sunday, the weekly look ahead, 1400-ish. MDT, or around 8 o'clock or 2000 UTC. Now, before y'all skedaddle, and for those listening on the podcast, we do have something a little bit different here at the end, and that is, and for those on the YouTube channel, you guys probably saw it on the front end as well. We're asking folks to take a survey. You have a choice. It could be anonymous, and if so, awesome. Thank you very much for your honest feedback. Or, if you wish for it not to be anonymous, you can be entered to win one of 5 prizes. We're going to keep it open for 2 weeks from today. What'd you put? Noon, I think?
Noon, yeah.
Right? So that's 1800 UTC
On
noon.
September 3rd.
Okay. And real easy. It's heavycardboard.com/survey. It's basically Patreon type questions and what kind of content do you guys really, really enjoy? And where can we improve?
Yes.
What do you guys out there want? So the 5 prizes, pretty cool. I mean, they range from, hey, free $5 Patreon level access for 6 months, all the way up to like a copy of Chicago Express,
An Arkwright insert from Meeple Realty,
the Transcontinental map, SNCF map.
and Trick of the Rails.
All right, and Trick of the Rails. So there you go. So we will randomly be choosing those after the survey closes. And if you, like I said, if you want to be entered in the survey, obviously we need to know your name and email. So there goes the anonymous factor. But even so, if it's corrective criticism, we want to hear it.
Yes.
If it's a good suggestion, we want to hear it. If just fill out the survey, read the questions, and if you want to stay anonymous because you're worried that you might hurt our feeling, one of them,
Just one.
then that's fine too. So either way, we really appreciate any and all feedback that you guys will give us.
Yep.
And I guess that's about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have anything else.
Yeah. You sure?
I don't think so. Oh, Rob says maybe the 2017 Sicily map.
Ooh, for the Age of Steam.
Maybe.
Yeah, that might not be a terrible idea. That'd be 3 players only. That's actually a pretty good idea. Yeah. Giovanni says my suggestion had something to do with drinking tea.
I met him at the airport with a cup of tea.
Let's see. Well, I think there was 1 or 2 other things real quick. We had a handful of new patrons, so
Yeah.
thank you to those that signed up while I was gone at Gen Con.
You want to talk about the games that are behind you?
Oh, yeah, that's actually a good idea. So, obviously, we have Vasco da Gama. Mayfair sent us a copy of Caverna, Cave versus Cave. So, that may be like a Gonzo live stream.
Okay.
If my throat's up for it this week, we may very well live stream that, possibly on Wednesday.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Possibly on Sunday of next week. Also, over my right shoulder is Time of Crisis by GMT. We're going to try really hard to get a review of that in next week, and if not, the week following. So Wargame-ish from GMT, really, really looking forward to that since we saw it everywhere.
It was
at WBC.
everywhere.
And yeah, a big thanks again to everybody that stopped by, said hi. That was, I'm telling you, man, that you know how to make somebody's day when you compliment them on their work. So thanks a lot to everybody that did it.
Thanks to everybody that sent me pictures of their animals and their dogs and that one guy sent me the most awesome looking steampunk pen I've ever seen.
You did ask for what?
I
Pets, cute
yeah.
animals, pens,
Cute
and
babies.
planning stuff,
And
right?
one of our patrons sent me a whole bunch of pictures of different travelers' notebooks in Slack and a DM, and I was like, yes! So it was really sweet of all of you.
Did it help?
It did. It made
All
me
right.
smile every time.
Awesome. So thank you everybody that took care of Amanda while I was gone. And yeah, that's it. So look for the rest of the recap tomorrow. So thanks again everybody for the support, whether it's through Patreon or spreading the word. We really appreciate it.
Yes.
And yeah, that's it. I'm going to go not talk for the rest of the day now.
No, we won't.
All right. Thanks, everybody. All right. Remember, heavycardboard.com/survey for the survey and patreon.com/heavycardboard for the Patreon. So, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Thanks, y'all.
Bye.